Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome. This is another episode of Animals Part 7.
The first bird is Abyssinian roller. The one we have in Nigeria is Abyssinian roller and broad-billed roller. We call these birds Sanwaka. Sanwaka translates into greenish. This is a fearless bird. It can dash into the smoke of a forest. If a forest fire is burning, it can dash into the smoke for invertebrates that are disturbed, like insects. So it grabs them by its beak. And this bird can also dive at humans and other predators. So the second bird is called is barn owl. Barn owl. Barn owl is called mujia or muskumuri or farimujia. Farimujia means white owl. Mujia means owl. So from the onomatopoeic ancient Greek word tito, it means owl, which literally means white owl, because hooter, that's its sound, its hooting sound. Hooter in Latin is alba, and alba means white. So the scientific name is Tito alba, which roughly translates to white hooter. So it's almost the same with the Hausa language. White owl, white owl. So it is known by many common names that refer to its appearance. It's called its habitat or its flight. For instance, white owl, silver owl, demon owl, ghost owl, death owl, night owl, rat owl, church owl, cave owl, stone, monkey-faced owl, golden owl, screech, and delicate owl. Owls can hiss like a snake in order to scare away intruders. The owl is usually mobbed by other birds during daylight. I'm sure some of you have seen that before. Next is black-headed weaver or the village weaver. In Hausa, this bird is called shaida. Shaida means mark, a mark. It is also called kabasi or gado or mare or jira or kabare or pankwalo. All these are names refer to the black-headed weaver or the village weaver. Next is the common quail. Common quail is called turbulli or damfir. Damfir roughly translates to something like skinny or flappy. It is also called kurkulli or fustau. In Sokoto state, it is called fustau. And in Kano, it is called duskui. Duskui. It is also called taskurihi, this common quail. In 1537, Queen Jane Seymour, the third wife of Henry VIII, she was pregnant with Edward VI. At that time, she developed an insatiable craving for quail, and courtiers and diplomats abroad were ordered to find sufficient supplies for the queen. The bird can be poisonous sometimes when it consumes certain plants, which plant is still unknown. The plant is still unknown that this bird consumes, which makes it poisonous. In the Bible, the book of Numbers, verse 11, describes a story of a huge mass of quails that were blown by a wind and were taken as meat by the Israelites during their wilderness. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 57, when the children of Israel escaped the tyranny of Pharaoh, they were commanded to go to Jerusalem. Well, as the story is known, they refused and were left to wander in the wilderness of Sinai for 40 years. So of the food they were blessed with was the quail, which is called salwa in the Quran. The next is the fine spotted woodpecker. Woodpecker, this bird has one name in Hausa language. Makokafi. Makokafi is from its action of pecking a wood or a tree. makwakwafi. Next is the hammer cup. The hammer cup is called karen tsuntsaye, which literally translates to the dog of birds. The dog of birds. Or shaida. This bird is also called shaida, which is mark. It is also called rara. Rara roughly translates to profit or gain. It is also known as the hammerhead in English, or the ombret, or anvil head. Anvil head because its head looks like a hammer, like an anvil. It flight, or yeah, during flight, it stretches its neck forward, but when it flaps, it calls its neck back. Now, this is where the Hausa name comes from, Karazunzai, because its flight resembles the way a dog runs. It stretches its head forward and backward. So the name Karazunzai comes to be. When it catches prey from a mud, it usually shakes it to clean it, or takes the prey to a cleaner water to do so. The hammercup bird builds a huge nest of 4 feet, which can support the weight of a man. Superstitions about this bird exist. The Ham people of South Africa had this belief that when this bird flies and calls over their camp, they knew that somebody close to them had died. The Hausa people have the same superstition with the owl. Next is the mallard. The mallard, from the sound it makes in Hausa, it's called kwakwa. It is reported that the females make some inciting displays, which makes the males to start fighting each other. So it is possible that the behavior allows the female to evaluate the strength of potential partner. Mallards are generally monogamous. Next is the piapiak. This is called charkingiwa. Now, charki is another bird in Hausa, the oxpecker. The oxpecker is called charki in Hausa. So this bird, charkingiwa, oxpecker of elephant. The adults have a black beak, while the young have a pink or purplish beak. Because of its shrill squeak, which resembles an elephant's trumpet, the Hausa people call it charkingiwa because its shrill resembles the trumpet of an elephant. So the Hausa people call it charkingiwa, and that's the name it has in Hausa. Finally, the rock dove. The rock dove has only a name. It is called tatabara or baru. Now, the reason why I say it has one name is because baru is the plural form of tatabara, because the plural of tatabara is tatabaru. So sometimes as a clipping, they are called baru. Pigeons have successfully been trained under research conditions to examine data on a screen, like a computer screen, for the purpose of detecting breast cancer. They use their visual navigation skills in doing that.